Hey everybody, Jim from Cigars. Today I'm reviewing Davidoff Nicaragua Diadema. This is, as you can see, a large size Figurado, which I had to look up the word to see how to pronounce Diadema, but Diadema actually means large size Figurado. This is 6.5 inches by 50 gauge, so it's pretty good size. Interesting background on this cigar before I light it up. It was really part of the Davidoff Nicaragua line, which came out in 2013. And if you're familiar with Davidoff cigars, which we all are, they tend to be pretty much on the mild side, mild to medium body. But back in 2013, Davidoff said, well, we got to appeal to the smokers that are interested in a little stronger cigar. So that was the purpose of this in the Davidoff line. It's set apart because it's the only one. I think there might be one other one now, Winston Churchill, that has a black label, but all the other Davidoffs have a white label. It is a pretty pricey cigar. This is $23.50 at my cigar shop, and about 96 bucks for a box of 4, and about $2.86 I think I saw this morning for a box of 12. So it better be good, huh? And that's what we're going to decide in a few minutes. Anyway, all the tobacco in here is Nicaraguan, so that's what they call a puro, a Nicaraguan puro, although it's rolled in the Dominican Republic. So we're going to give her a light in a minute. I'm going to get it cut and stuff. One thing about Figurados, if you've smoked them, is the light end here, the foot, is pretty small surface. And so it takes a while to get them going. So I'm going to get probably an inch in, and then I'm going to report back to you. All right, I'm back and I'm smoking the Davidoff Nicaragua Diadema. And as promised, it took a little while to get through the first 3/4 of an inch or so. It was a little tough draw and so forth, but it's smoothed out pretty good, although you can see the burn has not been exemplary on it. I touched up once with just a little bit of touch up, so it's been okay, but flavor wise, I'm going to be honest, I'm not getting a lot of flavor from it. Some spice, a little bit of coffee, and maybe some cedar. Not very sweet. I've read other reviews where they talk about the sweetness of it. Not getting it yet. Maybe that's yet to come. Draw and smoke production have been very good, and burn, as I said, is a little bit off, but not what I would consider horrible. So I'm going to smoke some more and get back to you. But first, I got a little joke I want to tell you. There's this guy, and he's driving around this neighborhood, and he gets all tangled up. He's lost. And so he figures he's got to stop at a house and ask for directions. So as he's driving, he hears a little bit of music coming from this one house. So he decides that's the one he's going to go to. So he walks up the sidewalk and he knocks on the door, and the door opens, and it's a little 9-year-old kid, a 9-year-old boy, and he's wearing a big smoking jacket that's way too big for him. He's got a cigar in one hand and a glass of whiskey in the other. And the guy says, "Is your mom or dad home?" And the kid goes, "What the hell do you think?" So anyway, I'll leave you with that. I'll be back in 1 minute for my final report. Hey everybody, I'm back for a final report on the Davidoff Nicaragua Diadema. And unfortunately, I can't say a lot of good things about this cigar. It is burn is caught up and straightened out nicely, which is a sign of a good cigar. But the flavor really hasn't caught on at all. It's been pretty blasé. Strength, like I said, is barely over medium, which is okay in and of itself. But then you expect a little bit of some flavor to come along with that. The biggest problem I'm having, number one, the draw. Now I'm back down to about 1/3. The draw has gotten really tight on this, which is not a good thing. But also, it's starting to produce some oil. I don't know if you did. I'm curious if anybody else has ever experienced that. If you press your finger on it, there's yellow oil that's on it, and it's very bitter on your lips and tongue. And that's happened to me maybe a half a dozen times in all the times I've been smoking. And you got to look at it as a flaw in a cigar. I'm certainly not over smoking this. So, man alive, I think I'm going to have to give this an 8, and that's being pretty kind. Whether it's worth $23.50, I'm going to leave that up to you. But I don't know. I'm very disappointed in this particular cigar. Maybe I got a stinker. Who knows? But it's the only one I've ever had, so that's what I can judge it by. Anyway, I will see you next time for Cigars.